Sonny Gray and the Cardinals get their sixth win of the season. Welcome, everybody, to Arch City Sports, a St. Louis sports podcast. Tonight was a whole lot more fun than these last two games. Sonny Gray made his Cardinal debut tonight, and going into it, we knew there would be a pitch count. My guess was in between 70 to 75. His pitch count ended up being 65 tonight, and he kept it under that 65 limit. Now, Sonny, going into this, we also knew with that 65 pitches, that probably means he's not going to go very deep in this game. That meant that Zach Thompson was the guy that was going to back him up. That's what they had planned, at least. Now, Zach Thompson didn't enter the game tonight because our bullpen kind of lined up like they normally would. It didn't have to be a long relief guy coming in tonight. Sonny Gray, 5 innings, no runs allowed, 5 strikeouts, 5 hits, kept it under the 65 pitch limit. I loved that in the fifth inning when he got a couple guys on base, and I think he was at 62 pitches. Ollie went out there, kind of talked to him. Everybody thought he was going to take him out. Sonny said he was good to go, and then a couple pitches later got a double play to get out of the inning. And Sonny really had just had that dog in him tonight. He had everything working. He was locating his fastball really well in low to mid 90s. He even hit 95 with it. Had that slider working well to righties and lefties. Moved the cutter really well in on lefties. Had the curveball. That was his really strikeout pitch tonight that he was going to with 2 strikes. He was locating everything, absolutely everything. And I think this is just the beginning of what Sonny Gray will be for the Cardinals, as he's just showed a lot of guts tonight, a lot of promise, and obviously moving forward, his pitch count limit will go up much higher than 65, and he'll be able to go deeper into games. But 5 innings, no runs in your Cardinal debut, and a win. We will take it as the Cardinals win 3-0 tonight over the Philadelphia Phillies against Zach Wheeler, who did pitch well. He gave him 7 innings, but the Cardinals used what I thought would be a huge key to the series, and they used some small ball tonight, and I'll get to that in a second. But let's stay with the Cardinals pitchers tonight. After Sonny Gray went out with those 5 innings of work, Matthew Liberatore, for his first time in his career, I believe, going on back-to-back days, he comes out and he walked his first two guys to begin his appearance. And I could feel the crowd getting a little nervous there. He ended up getting a double play right after that, and then got tugged by Ollie. And Kittredge came out and gave us 2/3 of an inning, 2 strikeouts. He finished that inning and then started the next. Jojo Romero comes in. He had three great outings before this. He gives us an inning and 2/3. He had 34 pitches, which I had to be up there with his career high. He strikes out 4 of the 5 guys he faces, showed a lot of emotion off the mound coming out of the seventh inning. Got us through the eighth inning as well to set it up for Helsley. And Helsley, after giving up the lead last night, or I shouldn't say giving up the lead, but he ended up losing the game in the 10th inning with that guy on second base rule. He gets the save tonight, 1, 2, 3, strikes out 2 of the 3 guys he faces for his fourth save of the year. And the Cardinals move to 6-6. The pitching was phenomenal tonight, obviously giving up no runs. I think Ollie did a great job of using these guys. The Liberatore, bringing him in, I kind of questioned a little bit, but it wasn't a huge problem. It didn't end up being a huge problem. That double play was huge. Walking the first 2 guys definitely had me sweating. But Kittredge has been phenomenal. JoJo has been great out the bullpen, and Helsley has just given up a couple outings where he's given up a run or two. But overall, he's been really locked down in the back end. So this is kind of the picture perfect way of winning baseball the Cardinals have envisioned 2024 to be. Is just our starters get us through 5 or 6 innings and then hand it off to our top 3 or 4 guns out of the bullpen, and they can bring us home. And that's exactly how it worked tonight. It was really fun to watch. Offensively, scoring 3 runs, Gorman had another homer, his third home run of the year. And what I love about Nolan Gorman right now, he had a couple hits tonight with a single as well off Wheeler. But that homer, all 3 of his home runs this year have been in the exact same spot, which is left center field, which just shows last year he was pulling everything. And even though there's a bunch of holes still in Nolan Gorman's game, him hitting 3 home runs already to left center field shows that he's using more balance across the entire field, which is really nice to see. Now the strikeouts are still really high. I don't believe he had one tonight, which is good, which is a good sign. But I do love that he's hitting it to left and left center. That's really good to see. I mentioned the small ball. We used a little bit of small ball in the fifth inning with a 0-0 game. Alec Burleson singled to begin the inning. Masyn Winn continues to play so good on both sides of the baseball. He got a double to left field. Second and third, a sac fly by Victor Scott. And then right after that, Donovan grounded out to first, driving in Masyn Winn from third base for an RBI ground out. And we scored 2 runs in the fifth inning there. That ended up being obviously the difference maker right there, along with Gorman's homer. That kind of small ball, I said this was going to be such a huge key for the series because when you face a guy like Wheeler, it's going to be hard to put up a bunch of hits in a row and just compound a big inning off him and stuff like that. It's going to be really hard to do that, and we obviously did not get that done. And same thing for Nola in Game 3. It's going to be really hard to kind of put all these hits together and score a bunch of runs. So that's why small ball is so important. And when you guys got guys with speed like Masyn Winn and Victor Scott and Siani's made a difference, and Donovan and Burleson are really good at having bat ball skills like that. You have to utilize small ball, and they did tonight. And you also have to utilize small ball when your two big guns are not performing. Goldie 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Arenado 0 for 3 with a walk. Combined, they were 0 for 7 with 3 strikeouts. Now, I also mentioned that is a huge key, is them performing in this series to win. We didn't need them tonight. I think we might need them tomorrow versus Nola. But I could see a day off for Paul Goldschmidt coming. He has not got one yet, and he looked very lost at the plate tonight. Some of the worst I've seen him in a long time. And we saw some slumps from him last year, but tonight at the plate, yes, it was Zach Wheeler, but he looked lost. So hopefully, maybe they just give him a day off, and then he's good to go for the Arizona series. Maybe that's what he needs because we know how Goldie and Arenado work. They don't like taking days off, but you definitely need them. And we have enough. We have enough offense right now, especially with how Herrera's hitting and how Gorman's swinging the bat lately, and how Masyn Winn is swinging, and Burleson a couple hits tonight. That we can afford having Goldie and Arenado a day off, and I think they both are well deserved of one here. One thing I definitely want to cover for this episode is Masyn Winn. I talked about how well he's played at the plate. In the field, it's been a night and day difference when comparing him to everybody else in the league. Masyn Winn is an elite defender, and we knew that all through his minor league run up to the majors. We knew how great he was defensively and how strong his arm was. But you can definitely make a case 10, or I guess now 12 games into the season, that Masyn Winn might be your 2024 Gold Glove winner. And I'm saying that with a pretty good amount of confidence because he makes plays that nobody else at shortstop can make. He makes plays close that nobody else can make at shortstop or really anywhere in the field. He covers so much ground and has such a strong arm that he can deliver to Goldie at first. And Goldie's so good at receiving over there at first. It's a really good combination with them two. And these last 2 days, the last first 12 games of the season, overall, Masyn Winn has been putting on a show at shortstop, and my key for him to win a Gold Glove this year is to make the easy plays. Because I think all the tough plays he's going to make with pretty much ease because he's just letting it play. I don't want to get into a situation where he's trying to show off his arm too much and throws it away. Stuff like that. So make the easy plays, man, and Masyn Winn might have a Gold Glove to his name at the end of this season. Game 3 is today when you're watching this at noon. Aaron Nola versus Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn looking to bounce back after giving up a couple runs in that last inning of work he had, couldn't even get out of the inning. And the key today is we need Lance Lynn to give us innings. We definitely need some innings, 5 or 6, hopefully 7 from Lance Lynn. There's no Liberatore. I would imagine him going back-to-back days. Kittredge pitched in both innings. Or in 2 different innings, so you don't that up and down. They probably will try to avoid using him today. He's not completely off limits though. He was about 20 pitches though. Jojo Romero 34 pitches. You would think he's off limits today, and Helsley going back-to-back days is definitely off limits. So if Lance Lynn could give us 7 innings of 3-run work, we would definitely take it tonight. I think it might even be one of those things that if Lance Lynn struggles at all this afternoon, I think they still might just leave him out there to eat up some innings because we need those innings. Now you do have Zach Thompson back there that could provide some innings. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I still think you would love to see Lance Lynn get some innings for you today. And this is what you signed him for, is to help get us deep into ball games, help eat up innings. And this is one of those games we needed. Now the offense, I would love for a couple of our big guys like Goldie, Arenado, Walker having the night off. Hopefully he bounces back. I would love for any of those three guys to show up today and perform well against Nola. But we're going to need everybody. We're going to need everybody for this one. But it would be a phenomenal series win before we go to Arizona. That's going to wrap it up for this episode. The Blues play tomorrow night. The Cardinals play tomorrow afternoon. When you're listening to this, it will be the day of the games. But you kind of catch what I'm talking about here. So the Blues play the Blackhawks tomorrow night. The Cardinals look for a series win against Aaron Nola, and we hope to see Lance Lynn go deep into the ball game and get us over 500 once again. Thanks, guys.